Welcome once again to another Wee Gamers video. As promised, new year, new Wee Gamers video 2. Okay, so if you haven't watched video 1, shove off and watch that. That's me and Justin and Paul basically having a huge whine about 2020 and then kind of managing to get back onto the rails and talking about some fun that was had in some games. So because they were frankly quite dull and unexciting people, we have gathered together some of the backbone of the Bunker Club, which is of course JB, Commissar Boris and the Brett. And well, frankly, the attitude's probably no better whatsoever, but hey, who cares? Let's just roll with it. I'm going to throw the floor to Boris because I reckon Mr. K is going to have the most to say.
Oh, good. I'm going to eat my dinner then.
Fair enough. All right, well, what do you say? 2020 predictably started in January, and I think that was a bad thing for all of us. I assume, yeah, we'll talk about the elephant in the room, which we've all been addicted to this year, which we all said we would never get addicted to again, and that was the 40k.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know, 2020 for G-dubs, as the kids say these days, seems to have been a fantastic year. They have made all the monies in the UK, it seems.
I mean, I don't think that... Me and G-Dub had a bit of a fallout once, like a couple of years ago.
We all did?
I'm not sure I can use the words I've called them. And they are an evil mega corporation, let's face it. However, their models are very shiny.
Yeah.
And their rules have increasingly gotten better. And I'm sure we'll talk about this later. But they keep doing totally insane G-dub things.
Well, this is something I want to start with. January last year, kind of set the precedence of what we've literally looked at this month, only released this last weekend, I think it was, or this week. So January saw the triumph of St. Catherine, that mad Sisters of Battle model with sisters throwing petals and cherubs and literally a sarcophagus of St. Catherine that you could put on the table. And we've just ended this year with them going, here's Slanesh, a massive model for Age of Sigmar. And things have definitely got bigger. And the models have gone mad. I mean, the Silent King is no joke. And an entire army released this year of the Sons of Behemoth?
The Sons of Behemoth.
Everything's got big. In a way. And as you say, everything's gone beautiful and massive, and the models are brilliant at the moment.
It's
the relationship that we keep getting dragged back to.
Yeah, but where G-Dub win that, right, is they go, look at this really, really big thing. It's a dragon, it's a demon, a Nurgle. Like, I've got 3 Greater Demons now. Okay? Which is insane. And I went from having, like, literally only 6 and 10 mil historical armies to all my 6 and 10 mil historical armies are now sitting on shelves, and my painting table is covered with bits of G-Dub plastic. So, like, the nostalgia factor is off the chart. Like,
nostalgia and the quality of the models.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like
it's just unbelievable at the moment. Yeah. I mean, for myself this year. For myself this year, the last army I did 15, 20 years ago was Sisters of Battle. And you look at Sisters of Battle now, which I have a whole army, which is I never thought I would have again. The plastics, in my opinion, might be a bit biased, but for 40k at the moment, they have the nicest plastics. And if they revamp all their armies, because there's things like the Eldar out there that have models that are 25 odd years old that need revamped, and if they can do to like the Eldar what they did to the Sisters, things are looking very good for G-dubs at the moment and 40k.
I mean, that's where Warlord and Mantic, the other thing that Warlord and Mantic can't do is they can't make a model of a Great Unclean One. And Like Mantic's Giant is class-like. Don't get me wrong, but GW's twice the price, 3 times the price. Giant is just better, and it is, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, I was.
Do you know what I mean? There's Mantic are missing that X factor.
No, what Mantic can offer you is the nostalgia buzz, because there I was, same as Andy, a number of years ago with a Blood Angels chapter. And I still remember the day I put it in a box and handed it to the lorry driver and waved goodbye to it as I sold it all en masse the last time before it came, went, you know what? Don't care. And yet, yes, the start of this year, whatever was in the water went, oh, all right then, it has to be Blood Angels. And I sat here diligently doing flipping 3 levels of highlighting and all the rest of it. Now over there in a case is a bloody... There's a blinking Titan on my table. There's a Titan sat here. And then I played it. My experience of playing it was, this is still stupid. The more you actually play this game, the dumber it is.
It is stupid fun, though.
It is stupid fun, yeah.
And I think that's where they've done well, because if you keep it fun, then
keep it light. Keep it light.
But there's where you can't, because you keep them once you start going down that rabbit hole, you end up with 3 greater demons.
Yes, well, that's true.
Don't think about the rules. That's what I do. You really think about it, you go, this is a very silly game.
Yeah.
The one thing that
I don't think about it.
frustrating me at the minute, especially with 40k, is getting the rules. Okay, like the big books and stuff like that. That's just, and they've gone back to that. You have to buy a book now, and they push the app and everything, but their app is pants. Like,
yeah,
it's really bad.
The app has not been a success for them this year.
Yeah, and like we found a wee Russian website that has all the rules on it. Do you know what I mean? But you're having to go outside workshop to play their game, which is bizarre state of affairs. And then you look at like Infinity, which is another game that's sitting on my shelf now, and they've got a full app with a fully integrated. You can get all the rules and everything else. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's the best thing about GW's games, right? You can literally rock into any club in the UK and go, does anyone fancy a game of 40k? And you get 6 people put their hands up.
Yeah.
Right? And it's really, really easy to get guys to play it. I mean, like, the amount of times we've gone, here's a new game, and people have gone, 1 or 2 people have gone, ooh. It's like BattleTech. You know, literally people come out of the woodwork and go, I'll play that. It's nuts. And so easy to get people to play it.
The evidence to prove that is 9th edition.
Absolutely.
In the middle of a pandemic, they released 9th edition, and it sold out everywhere. And everyone went mad for it.
Absolutely, pants on the head retarded for it.
You couldn't predict that anywhere else. Like, for in nearly any other industry at the moment, during last year, and they went, nah, 9th edition's happening, boys, and that's it.
We will make it happen. The only other people that had a sellout success like that was the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Well, look at the troubles they're having, you know. And but I think again, workshop are amazing. They go, here we're gonna. They lost us, okay. They lost all the old neckbeard pricks like me years ago, but they've managed to get us back by going, look, shininess, look, all the stuff you liked. We're going to do that. But then they'll do something and you just go, oh, God, stop doing that, because I've sold all your crap before and then spent 5 years of you not getting any money off me.
It is.
I thought about this before we were doing this, and you look at what's happened over the last 3 years. They cooked us with Kill Team.
Yeah,
Kill Team has essentially led us down a dark path to full blown 40k again.
Kill Team is a guy in an alley going,
Yeah, it's crack.
Do you want a bit?
Want a bit?
Yeah.
But then
Whenever.
what will happen is, quite rightly so, you will hit a wall and you won't be able to pay for your petrol a month or something stupid like that there. And one of your friends will grab you by the shoulder, throw you into an empty room with a proper book that doesn't cost £80 and say, you're not coming out until you wise up. And you'll walk out of the room and go, do you know what? You were so right. I don't need a Titan or 3 greater demons. Here, who wants to buy this? And all the other people in the world will go, oh, I'll buy it. Because that's the one great thing. Whenever you're waking up from it, somebody will always buy the stuff off you.
Yeah, I mean, regrets, I've had a few. One of my major regrets is getting rid of all my fancy armies.
From back in the day?
From back in the day,
yeah.
Oh, we can all regret that.
Like, I mean, but they're what is quite refreshing about them is they're not afraid to set fire to it anymore. You know, the way they used to be really like, oh God, we can't do that. You know, the chaos have arrived from the north again. The Empire is under peril again for fantasy. Now they're in the mortal realms and it's just insane. So they can have like an army of fish. That's great.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about. I never thought I'd say that. They burned me so bad on fantasy. Like my rants about that were.
I don't think you were alone in that, and I don't
Age
think
of
the
Sigmar
hurt
is
has
a bad
gone
game.
away.
Age of Sigmar is a bad game. There's not 23 pages telling you how to wheel.
True.
Like,
if there's no winds of magic, I'm not interested.
Well, there sort of is like.
But I did find it amusing, though, that in the midst of Age of Sigmar becoming their thing, that the role-playing product that they still went with Cubicle 7 was classic old Warhammer.
Well, that to be fair, like that was a reprint. So they went Cubicle 7 here, have Warhammer Fantasy. Well, they've still got they're actually rebooting the old world. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, you see. And you look at like Total War,
yeah, because of Roman,
it never really went away. They still haven't stopped printing the books. You know, I can't remember what do you call your dwarf boy, Gortrax and Felix or whatever they are. Felix. That world still exists in the Black Library. So
yeah, but they're bringing that back. They've said that they're going to bring back the old world. And it'll be Forge World only, and it'll probably be mega expensive. But the thing that they got me back with was they said to me, I looked to escape an army. You can have I have a goblin army that has 3 goblins in it. You know, and the rest are trolls or squigs. I don't need to buy 3 blocks of 60 goblins and then sit there painting friggin' eyes on 60 night goblins, because I've done that before. It wasn't night goblins, it was Skaven, you know, but you don't need 200 unless you want to play competitively, but who can be arsed?
Nobody anymore. None of us anyway.
Nobody we know.
Yeah.
I'm sure that, like, if you're getting into tournaments and things like that.
We've reached that certain age where all we really want to do is sit down and have a good time, possibly a pipe and a glass of whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the good old days when all made sense and it wasn't pish.
Yeah. Like painting 300 Chaos Marauders, which, I know there are guys like, pretty sure Ewan had about 200 Demonettes at one point, which he painted.
I'm pretty sure when I think back on it, I had a figure case. Now, we're talking the old GW figure case. What was that? 3 trays? I can't remember how many figures was in a 3-tray case.
48 per tray or something like that.
Something like that there. So there was Vampire Counts, there was Tomb Kings, there was 2 cases of Empire.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Don't think I had a... Did I? No, I for one brief, glorious month, I had Dwarven army. But who can be annoyed with an army that moves like 3 inches a turn? No, that's just too slow.
Dwarves alone here.
No, it was just far too slow. and far too shitty and not really useful, and it looked very pretty. I went, who wants to buy a Dwarf Army? And all the hands in the room went up. I went, there we go, Dwarf Army dealt with. Goodbye.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. They whatever they've got, what that X factor they've got, they've really hammered the buttons this year.
Well, they probably knew they had to do it soon because, like, in another 10 years, it'll be pensions and then starting to be death for us. So, you know, that money pool's going to go, and there's nobody else for them to have nostalgia with after that.
Yeah, but I think they're the youths seem to be interested in it. So I don't know how the actual guys who used to play 8th edition 40k, but like the change with the 40k guys is nuts. Like that is actually not a bad game now. But you're not lining up and just kicking each other in the balls anymore, which you used to do. I remember watching them just set up these massive games and like go, where's your... So you just line up, shoot each other, and then go home.
Yep.
It's not like that anymore. So that's good. There's a bit of moving and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, 40k now is, well, as you say, for the youths, it's all about movement, holding buttons, objectives. It's like a video game. It's Capture the Flag. It's Call of Duty on tabletop.
Yeah.
In many ways. In many ways. And you have a smaller model count, so you don't have to paint as much, really. You smaller board size, so you don't have to have a 6x4 in your home.
But then you still need to buy
and
like
G-dubs now, for better or worse, I don't know, you don't need to build your own train or anything anymore, or go to find, shops that sell model trains to find trees or what. You can just buy it all in store. You don't need to make anything. Which personally I think is a wee bit of a sad bit. It's a bit of a downside to the hobby, making your own train and stuff. But if you're a youth and you don't want to, you can just buy it all and have your battlefield done, ready to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still sort of undecided. I'm completely on board with the whole everything's pretty and it's fun again to paint some of it. Though I haven't felt the same compulsion as some of the rest of you to kind of go, oh, I need that, I need that. I've had the, oh, look at that, that's pretty, I'd like it. And then when I've kind of gone away and had a wee or whatever, and by the time I come back to the screen, it's like, my biggest concession has been these contrast paints. That for GW this year has been the kind of win for me, where I went, oh, you lads are printing those awfully quickly. Yeah, we're using contrast paints on it. Aren't they shite? No, it turns out they're not.
No, they're really good.
No, they're
really good too.
They are. That's what I mean. But they have these sort of like epiphanies of awesomeness, right? And but then they'll do something completely mental. The app is definitely a completely mental thing.
Yeah.
Like for Age of Sigmar, I can get all my books digitally, right? And they're all in my Wii app and things like that. And I quite like that because I've got 3rd edition codexes still sitting in the attic. And I don't really want to buy books anymore. I can't. I have to go to a shop to do that. So I quite like getting them on there. And they're cheaper and everything else. But 40k, they've decided because of piracy to make everything out of paper now, and you have to get a code. And it's just like, lads, this is nuts. You shouldn't even be paying. We shouldn't even be paying for rules.
No.
If they put free rules up, right, and free codexes online, no one else would ever get a look at.
You could be right. Yeah.
I firmly believe that. The amount of models they would sell would be insane.
Yeah, because I think that is, and certainly that was another pause point for me whenever I said to you, hang on, what books do I need to run the Blood Angel? Well, you'll need this, and this. And how much are those? I think my word was a 4-letter expletive. And that pretty much cemented my, I'm not even going to bar paint that tank I got for them now.
Yeah, but like, like I say, I mean, you can go to a website in Russia, and all the rules are there, and they're all clickable.
Yes, you can, but that's slightly more. I would like my gaming to be completely compliant with all that's good and proper.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with that. Like, I haven't bought any 40k books. I am literally an email away from telling their app to go away, because I paid for it for a while and I stopped paying for it for a while when they didn't actually update it, and then it's just like, remember, you know the old workshop where it was just like a load of mates running there. Well, I don't think they can do that anymore because they're like, you know, super mega corporation.
They're corporate now.
If they had any sense in their heads, they would just pay the guys at BattleScribe. And that's just the way it should be. Just get the game, because I use BattleScribe shamelessly. It's fantastic. A bit janky to get you working, but once you get it working.
What was that, JB?
They've got a competition on their website running with BattleScribe at the moment, where you design your army in BattleScribe and you can win the army. So they must.
Oh, that's that Battleforge one they've done. That's that Battleforge one they've done. Which, by the way, I mean, I tried to make lists with it and it just doesn't work. Like, I can't make a Gene Stealer cult list with it, which is really quite annoying. Like, I cannot give the guy, I can't give the Patriarch the thing that makes him completely OP. So it's just like, this is crap.
This is broken, obviously.
This is broken. I can't make a broken Patriarch. What the fuck?
Well, I don't know. I'm still sitting there playing my Dark Omens on my PS1 emulator and having an absolutely great time with that. Meanwhile, looking at a Titan that'll probably never actually walk on a battlefield. Certainly not until we get rid of this blasted COVID nonsense as well.
I mean, that has been a bit of a downer.
Yeah.
To the old miniature gaming thing. And a lot of guys, there's a big TTS scene. Seen that, Tabletop Simulator?
Yeah.
But
I can't really figure it out myself. But
no, I can't either. Just like...
I'm too old. My thumbs don't work on the keyboard the way they should do for that.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed myself with COVID is that it has essentially killed mostly the commission thing, because people are staying at home painting their own stuff.
Which is great. People are learning that, you know what, this painting larky, it's not easy, but I can achieve results, which is nice to see. And hopefully it's kept a few people sane as well, because that's been a worry.
It has kept me sane, I have to say.
It was already too late for you. But here, the one thing that we were getting to do, which was really nice, was obviously, and it's still 40k, we were playing your 40k RPG, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the RPG Kaboom is very good. Cubicle 7 have done a really good job of that. My problem was that I ran out of actual free time, because, like, every other bugger got furloughed, apart from construction. We got told to row faster. Oh yeah, and you.
I didn't get furloughed either.
Emergency service boy.
No one in this group has been furloughed.
No one in this group has got furloughed. No. Like, but there's all these, like, my neighbours, right? They were all sitting out in their garden, and like you could see them literally doing nothing. I was like, see if I was furloughed.
That's what I'm doing.
I'd have loads to do. You folks are just sitting in your garden drinking wine. But like 80% wages. Anyway, so yeah, it's been rough. Like, I'm very not mental health orientated usually, but lockdown was bad, man.
No.
My brain.
I see. Well, we knew when it finally touched you. We all, the rest of us, all realised it is bad now, because even Brett's acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Brett's usually, shut up, stiff upper lip, let's press on,
Yes.
go.
Yeah, like the stiff upper lip just went out the window.
Yeah. Look at me. I dress like the doctor every day to keep some semblance of sanity. Trouble is, it's not my sanity that I'm keeping.
I think this is why G-Dubs has done so well this year, though. Is because people have been stuck in the house and are seeing the fantastic quality of the miniatures. And the hype train they build around their own miniatures these days as well. And it comes out and people are buying it and painting and building and maybe not even playing, but just going, I really like that model. It's fantastic looking. I want to paint that.
I don't know what they've done. I mean, they're.
I think that's a part of it anyway.
For someone who doesn't advertise, like the amount of free advertising they get on channels like, like miniwargaming.com and all them boys, like their stuff has sort of kept me. I put that on the background when I'm working, or there's battle reports and painting tutorials and stuff like that.
Well, I suppose that's the thing. Everybody wants to talk about their products, whether they like them or not. Everyone, I mean, here's us. We're talking about them. So everyone's wanting to talk about it. So they don't really need to do the advertising. One of the tricks that they've done that I think helped them this year more than that's because people aren't going out as much, and it was probably a good thing, was that whole Partworks thing they done. Conquest and whatever the other one was called.
The magazines.
Yeah. Those were, I don't know if they were economic, but they were it was certainly a good, clever way to do it. Paints, brushes, 2 armies and a pile of terrain, all delivered to your doorstep.
Got me 2 battle line units from a Death Army, so nothing.
And those little countertop packs where you got like a figure and there was like 6 or 7 to collect.
Yeah, Space Marine Heroes.
Yeah,
you see them. See them in toy shops and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen them in newsagents.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they're real life loot boxes.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah. So from that point of view, everything, they were fortunate in a lot of the things and a lot of stuff they put in place actually kind of dealt with the lockdown, because it didn't rely, their selling mechanism didn't rely on you getting down to a Games Workshop store. Not that they're called that now, they're called, I don't know, Warhammer for no particular reason.
I mean, like, the amount of money they're having to pay out for them stores must be nuts. Like the rates and stuff like that, I know they're not in shopping centres anymore, but anyway. But they're huge company now, huge, and they and the popularity in America is also insane.
Yeah,
I didn't realise how much the Yanks were into it. The Yanks are loving it, absolutely loving it. So, and I think a lot of the 9th edition stuff, especially for 40k, has been driven by the Americans and the way they like to play their games. So,
meanwhile, the poor Australians would love to love it, but they still can't afford to have it because it all costs.
I do feel for our Tibetan brothers; they are getting screwed. Like,
yeah. Hey, don't forget about us over here. Sure, you can have it, but it'll cost you an extra 100.
Yeah, it cost you $1 billion
pounds. So, okay, look, to sort of wrap this up sometime inside the 45-minute window, 2021, guys, trying to keep a positive head on it. Is there anything in your little 40k universes that you are particularly looking forward to? We'll take as a given getting back round the table to play. But aside from that, is there anything else we are kind of looking at and think, yeah, I'm going to spend money on that?
No. 40K. I'm done with 40k. Essentially, at this stage, I've got my sisters. I'm going to work on them, but it's Age of Sigmar for me. Like, I'm more interested in what's going on there.
Okay.
I think they're going to release 3rd edition Age of Sigmar. So
possibly 2021, but 40k. I've got a very slowly but surely, nearly finished a very pretty army of sisters and Khorne Berserkers. Yeah, that's me really a 40k. I don't know. I don't think it's a very good game. I just really like the miniatures.
Yeah.
It's fun rolling dice and having a bit of crack with people, but yeah, Age of Sigmar I think is a far better game at this stage. I really like it.
Fair dues. JB, what about you? Is there anything? I mean, you were getting very into your Harlequins as it all shut down?
So I've still got a half an army of Harlequins to paint. And I am not the quick painter, and I don't have contrast paints, so that's going to be a long time. I would probably eat these words, but I am at, I think, workshop saturation at this point. I've got I had a couple of things I picked up for Christmas, which was very, very kind and generous of the people that got before me, and they've kind of rounded out what the armies that I had. They're actually now built and mostly painted, which is nice work, but it was only a couple of single models. So yeah, whilst I'll still happily continue to play, I'm in Brett's bubble, so I actually, as long as the restrictions aren't too strict, allowed to go and have a game with him. So I've still been getting some games in, which is nice. But this year I'm gonna step back outside workshop. I've a couple of GMT games which are on their P500s, and I think which were due this year. The giant Kickstarter, which I backed in 2019, it is probably due. Well, was May, been for back a couple of months, probably now October. So at least something for the end of the year. And I've just ordered Hegemony, which hopefully will probably make my eyes bleed. So yeah, once I've recovered from that, and Nick would be very upset if I didn't show this.
Yes, there's that.
Which is just out, which is a kind of more classical fantasy game that is actually really quite nice. So you might get a little short video on that at some point just to kind of showcase it.
Absolutely, that'd be cool.
Yeah. There's nothing specific. I mean, speaking as somebody that built the Demon Primarch for a stupid amount of money this year,
I'm not going to throw any stones. I built and painted a Titan, and I'm thinking it needs a banner and some chains and stuff like that. So, like this time last year, I would have probably lifted a stick and pointed at you, going bulls, bulls, and then I became a fool as well. So no, it's just embrace it all and run with it. There's nothing. I might give in and pick up the Fantasy RPG from Cubicle 7. I might not. I don't even want to run it. I've got the other one. I've got the Fantasy Flight one. JB, you've got a copy of the Fantasy Flight one as well, because
Cubicle 7 one's a reprint of the 1990s one, so it's great.
Yeah, I don't have the 1990s one, so that's fair enough. But I probably just want it to read.
Fantastic.
That's it.
I've got Soulbound, and I got Soulbound, and I got Wrath and Glory. So those are both very fun. I've got actual books of them on the shelf.
The only other thing I might do is, if I ever get back to my Xbox, I might finish playing Inquisitor.
I really like it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's silly fun, and I don't need to paint anything for it.
I don't know.
I mean, talking about old Games Workshop, and something that happened this year was doesn't exist anymore, but I kept it. It's one of the few things I didn't bin in whenever I first got out of Games Workshop was Epic. I still got a lot of my Epic, and one of the little projects I did this year from being in lockdown was do a Space Marine Epic army, and then kind of introduced playing Epic to Taurens.
Yeah.
And we had such great crack playing that game. So that might be something for next year. I might try and paint more of what I've got. I've got an awful lot of orcs, and get more of that on the go if we're able to get back to the guards that he has set up. But yeah, that might be something for next year. Means not having to buy anything new either.
No, true. I have managed to get some paint on a couple more Battlefleet Gothic ships, and every time I paint one, every time I paint one, I kind of go,
yeah,
and
yeah. Justin, I was talking to Justin because Chris went and spoke to Justin, I think, about Tyranids for Battlefleet Gothic, and then I found some files for the 3D printed stuff and went, oh my goodness, the crazy orc crap you can get now.
Yep.
And Justin was like, yeah, I can do all that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe speak to you next year.
And fun enough,
yeah.
recently there's been a couple of companies printing, or not printing, but selling essentially Battlefleet Gothic ships, new designs and new ships, but they fit the rules.
I always like Battlefield Gothic. It was not a bad game at all.
Yeah, bless you.
Just make sure nobody plays Necrons in your ground.
Yeah, just Necrons. It's like if we ever play Drop Zone Commander again. Well, Bob actually messaged me the other day. He picked up Drop Zone Commander for a song, and I went, "Yeah, we were all into it for like a year." He went, "What happened?" I went, "Well, Shaltari."
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know what have I got this year. I've got some ancients to do for 15 mil. Plastic Soldier Company have started producing 15 mil plastics, which are really, really good. They're really, really cheap. And they make really, really great wee armies. So I've got a couple of armies of those that I think I might do in a minute. I've got some 10 mil Persians, and I've got all my workshop stuff.
We're all set.
I'm looking forward for. I've got Mortium Glory, which is another Ancients rule set that I want to play with somebody. It's probably going to be JB.
I think when this is finally over, I'm out for playing literally. Heck, I'll even play Pokemon. That's how bad it's got, because I've tried the whole solo gaming. I don't like it. And I've tried the digital gaming, and I don't like it.
I don't know. I need to hear the sound of dice hitting tables.
Yep.
No problem.
Even my Lumen F dice that look like tiny things.
No, those are a crime against humanity.
I love that
dice. Dice is square, dude. Dice is square.
Look at this
hexagon madness.
At this point,
crazy high elves.
What number is it? Is it a 6? I don't know. It's simple.
At this point, I'm prepared to admit that I even miss a room full of people who randomly, like some sort of out-of-tune orchestra, fart like troopers for half a night, and I will welcome back that odious Nurgle-like froth for the sake of getting to play a few games with people again.
I mean, but we've been playing BattleTech is the other thing that's probably on the horizon for me.
I have to say, BattleTech, the new miniatures are really nice. That was always an off-put for BattleTech. I played a lot of BattleTech in my time, but I detest the miniatures. They weren't my cup of tea. I didn't grow up in the 80s. I grew up in the early 90s with Japanese giant robots and Transformers, and I look at BattleTech mechs and go, that looks ass. The redesigns they've done, I'm looking at them now from that Kickstarter going, holy crap, they look proper nice.
Yeah,
but like,
nice.
I've got literally hundreds of models, and the thought of going back and buying them all again in plastic just.
But don't.
No, I wouldn't do that.
You don't need to. You like your army, but the new ones allow Andy and other people who hate those miniatures to go out and buy new ones and then play against you, and they can feel good about their beautiful army and scorn you even more for your kind of misshapen metal stuff that's pinned together and green stuff around the edge. Is that a gun? Is that a leg? Who cares? It was made in the 80s. We're lucky it still actually stands up on a base.
Yeah. They haven't started doing the vehicles yet, which is probably good. But
are we ever going to get to play BattleTech with airplane rules? You keep telling me that we're not allowed to use the airplane rules.
You can use the limited airplane rules, which are quite good.
We've done that before.
Yeah, we've done that. That's fine.
Yeah. If you want to use the airplane rules, you have to learn the airplane rules.
Oh, I'm not. Brett, JB will tell you he has tried to teach me BattleTech, and whilst I'm playing it, I am capable of learning it.
Well,
But
you want to try it with airplanes.
But a week later, I forget it all because it's all numbers and math and adding stuff up. And JB
really
used to come down and
very,
go,
very
well, we play a wee game of BattleTech. Well, yeah, sure. Okay, so what are you going to do? I don't remember. How can you not remember? Because the numbers and they just dance like spiders in front of my eyes.
Yeah, well, we got that. We got that to look forward to. So
Yay.
they've released their clan box and stuff like that, and it is gorgeous. But
I want urban mechs. I just want urban
everybody
classification
thinks that.
mechs.
I
AC-10 and a wee small laser, and off we go on jump. It's great.
I want an Atlas and a Mad Cat, and I'll be happy. I'll not really know what to do with them, but they're my favourite ones, and I don't care what the fight is, that's what I'll bring.
Yeah, well, we'll see. They've released the Tukid supplement again, the redone Tukid, so that's a clan invasion.
Hang on, no, stop. We're going to end up now going on for like 40 minutes about BattleTech. This was supposed to be about the new year and 40k, so... Guys, it's been a ball. You have to leave because you've got somewhere to go. You look like you need a wee sleep after your tea, and probably somebody will be screaming for you in a second. So no, because this is what happens. None of us get to talk enough, and then when we do, we forget what the time is, and before you know it's 3 in the morning, and people are trying to watch a 3-hour video about us talking crap. Right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up there for us. So there you go. It's been like another little chat down the bunker, and you've been invited to sit in on it. No one ever claimed this was going to be worthwhile content. This was just about us catching up and having a laugh. Hopefully it's entertained you in some respects. Probably some of the 40k stuff will have you as heckles raised and you can write all your nasty comments down below. It's not like we ever read them. We don't care. So from all of us at We Gamers at the Bunker Club, we wish you a successful 2021. We wish you a better 2021. We wish we could wash away the memory of 2020, but that... we're just not going to. We do actually have that power, but we refuse. So it's a goodbye from me. And it's so long from they've done a video, they've all forgot to say bye-bye. There you go. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Internet.